What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. Also, by the way, I have a new camera lens, so I'm very close to the camera right now. Let me know your thoughts on how this looks, but I'm still playing around with it, you know? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Today I've got another swatch review for you and I am very excited because we are talking about the OPI Summer 2026 collection, which is called Trip to the Brite Side. So we actually have 12 new nail polishes. They're all really intense, bright, summery colors. Most of them are cream finishes, but we also have a bunch of shimmery flaky polishes. And as usual with the OPI collections, I will note they are different colors from their Infinite Shine line, which is their longwear line. I am going to be doing a separate video on those, so stay tuned for that. But today we're just going to be talking about their regular nail polish line. But if you haven't heard of OPI, I'd be very surprised. They're a very popular mainstream salon brand, and all of their polishes are 3 free, meaning they are free of 3 of the potentially harmful ingredients that can be found in nail polish, which is another thing I've been meaning to do a video on, so stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, let me just dive into the swatches. I'm going to show you what all the colors look like, then we can talk a little bit more about my thoughts on them, pricing, availability, all that good stuff. So roll the swatches. So as with all of my swatch and review videos, I am using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I'm using the KB Shimmer base coat, and we're going to go in a bit of a rainbow order here, starting off with the pinky shades. This first one is called Go with the Floatie, and this one is a really intense, almost neon Barbie pink cream shade. And as you can see, it actually gave me really impressive coverage in the first coat. It did need that second coat for full coverage on my nail length, but I do think the formula of this one was really impressive, really easy to work with, and it's just such a vibrant, classic color. I feel like this is a kind of shade that you should just have as a staple in your collection. And then we have the shade Bright Where I Belong, and honestly, this one's a little confusing because I feel like it's picking up a little bit more red. When I saw it in the bottle, I was thinking it felt like more of a pink color, but as I applied more coats, I felt like it looked more like a neon coral kind of shade on me, and I don't think it's just pulling because of my undertone. I think it just really looks like this color once you do more coats because it has a jelly formula. So in the first coat, or when it's a little bit more sheer looking, it definitely does look pink, but it ends up becoming a little bit more of that reddish orangey tone as you add more to it. And I also noticed that this one dried to a semi-matte finish, which is fairly common when it comes to neon type shades. So as you can see, I was like, this kind of looks like a pink shade, but then when I held the bottle next to it, I was like, no wait, actually this is a pretty accurate swatch. Next up we have the shade Dopa-Mani, and this one is another pink shade. So this and the next shade are actually extremely similar, and I'm going to try my best to showcase the differences to you. You'll also see the comparison at the end, but this one is, I would consider, a cool tone leaning almost neon pink, and then we actually have those silvery white glass flecks running throughout. It was actually a really amazing formula, and this is a kind of formula from OPI that sometimes doesn't work well for me, but it gave me amazing coverage. It self-leveled so smoothly, and it really looks beautiful on. And then we also have this shade if you like Pinka Coladas, and don't worry, this is the last pink of the collection. The rest are the rest of the rainbow, but as you can see, it's a very similar color, and it still has the silvery white glass flecks running throughout. It's still a neon sort of pink shade, but this one I would say leans a little bit more towards a peachy color. It has a warmer undertone to it. Now, totally honest, do I think you need both of these? Probably not. I think they're similar enough that you could just get one of them. I think it just depends on what kind of undertone you prefer. Next up, we have the shade Your Zestination Awaits, and this one is an orange polish, and when I first saw it in the bottle, I actually thought that this was a cream finish, but upon application, I could tell pretty quickly that this was actually a jelly polish. Now, I did notice that this one didn't play very nicely with my base in the first coat. It looked a little bit patchy and weird, and I'm not sure why that is because I did make sure that my base coat was fully dry. However, once I applied the second coat, I think it looked really nice. It does have a nice jelly formula. It's interesting because I was feeling a little judgmental of this when I first started applying it, but by the time I was on the third coat, I was like, this is actually a really good jelly, and it's a pretty decent price, especially for the amount you get compared to indie jellies. So I feel like this is actually going to be a really nice one, especially for layering because it's a little bit more opaque, and sometimes orange jellies can look a little bit like your nails are stained, and that is definitely not the case with this one. And then we have the shade Paintin on Sunshine, and this one is a bright yellow. Again, it has a little bit of this cool leaning tone to it. It's almost like that highlighter green undertoned yellow. And this was another one I was a little nervous about. I feel like I went into this collection with fairly low expectations because sometimes these bright formulas don't work that well, especially when they have the little flakies in here like this one. But I have to say, I was very impressed, especially with this one, because with yellows, I tend to always do at least 3 coats for full opacity. I find it to be the most sheer polish color, but even in 2 coats, I found that this one, it was a sheer wash of color on my nails and it wasn't fully opaque, so you could still see visible nail line, but it wasn't patchy at all. So if I wanted a more subtle manicure, I could do 2 coats on my nail length, but it also looked absolutely stunning in 3 coats and the formula was shockingly easy to work with. So really ended up enjoying this one. And then we have the shade Lime of My Life, which is a really vibrant neon apple green kind of shade, again with the little flecks running throughout. And again, the formula was just so amazing on this one. I started off with 2 coats. I thought it looked absolutely stunning. I felt like it was potentially a tiny bit sheer because you could see my visible nail line through it, even though again, it wasn't patchy at all. So I did end up applying a 3rd coat, but I feel like on my nail length, I could definitely wear this one as a 2-coater. But yeah, again, very surprised, very impressed at how easy this formula was. Clearly, OPI has taken this glass fleck kind of formula and made it way better than they have in the past because it was all hits in this collection. And then we have Sky Blue's The Limit. So there's actually a good amount of blue in this collection as well. And this one is the lightest. We have, as you could guess from the name, a sky blue. And again, we have that gorgeous glass fleck running throughout. And I thought this was going to be another one that was relatively sheer, but I did end up getting full coverage in 2 coats, but that was just barely. So I feel like if you have long nails, you might need a 3rd. But again, the formula was really easy, very smooth, very self-leveling, and it didn't feel thick at all, which is what I sometimes struggle with these types of formulas. They're just like clumpy looking on the nails, but that is not the case with these at all. And then the next 2 blues are actually fairly similar as well. So again, you'll see the comparison at the end, but this first one is called Seize the Day, and this one is a really intense primary blue color, but this one is in a cream formula, and you can see it's definitely on the thicker side, but I didn't have any issues with application. I felt like as it dried out, it smoothed out really nicely, even though you could see there was some user error with application here. But because it's so opaque, I feel like this is going to be really great for nail art or for stamping. So I ended up really enjoying this one. And then we have the other blue, which in the bottle looked pretty different, but I will say on the nail looked fairly similar to Seize the Day. The biggest difference is that this one is a jelly formula. So you can see even in the first coat, it ended up giving me really smooth, nice application, but it was sheer and I can build up that coverage. And I thought it was a really gorgeous shade. I'm definitely curious to layer this because I want to see just how opaque I can get a manicure to look with it with like a jelly sandwich. So I think that's really interesting. It actually reminds me a little bit of Orly It's Brittany Beach, which is one of my favorite blues of all time. And then we have this polish, Glowin on Vacay. And oh my goodness, if you know me at all, you know how excited I was to see this polish because nothing is better than a cool toned purple cream. And this one is so incredibly eye-catching and gorgeous. I'm honestly shocked that I don't have anything like this from OPI already. I'm not even sure if they've done anything like this before, but my goodness, what a stunning color. Perfect coverage in 2 coats on my nail length. It was a little bit on the thin side, so if you have longer nails, again, you might need a 3rd coat, but it was still really easy to work with and I can't get enough of this color, so I'm definitely going to be wearing it all summer. And then last but not least, we have Ultraviolet Daze, and this one is another purple. This one's pretty different though. For one, it is a jelly formula, so it is on the sheer side, but it's also buildable. And secondly, it's also a very warm undertone to it. So you can see it has a little bit more of that pinky reddish tone to it rather than a very cool blue tone. And this was another one that I thought was really gorgeous. I think this is going to be fun to experiment around with using for jelly sandwiches or doing gradients or stuff like that. So here's all the polishes together. And as you can see, we do have a couple of shades that I would say are similar side by side, specifically those 2 pinks, Dopa-Mani, and if you like Pinka Coladas. I don't think that you necessarily need both of those. I will say, as far as the blue goes, they are different formulas, so I think they're different enough to warrant owning both of them. And as far as the rest of the collection goes, I'm blown away by it. I think they did an amazing job here. I think all the colors colors are stunning, and I really ended up enjoying the formulas. I love this mix between creams, jellies, and these glass flecks that ended up applying really smoothly on my nails. So very happy with how these all turned out. I think the colors are so vibrant and fun, and I feel like especially when it comes to mainstream brands, it's not always easy finding a good quality neon bright kind of color. A lot of times they're very sheer or they're very chalky on the nails, and I didn't find that to be the case at all with these. So yeah, I really recommend these, but let's talk about it a little bit more and then we can get into pricing and all that stuff. So those are the polishes, and you might be able to tell I totally love these. I think it's a great collection. I think OPI for me tends to be hit or miss in the summertime. A lot of times they do these really beautiful bright collections, and I think they work really well, but I have had some issues in the past with some formulas, specifically the shimmery flakies. But I will say this time I was really impressed with all the formulas here. I feel like they applied very smoothly. They were self-leveling. They looked really good on, and I think they did a really great job with that. I think all the colors play really nicely together as well. And I feel like there's just endless opportunities for doing nail art, for doing Skittle manicures where each nail is a different color, or just for wearing different combinations. I am a person who loves a detail nail or a couple of detail nails, and I am not the type of person who needs it to be my ring finger that has a detail on it. Like sometimes I'll just do like a little color blocking, you know, like 3 fingers one color, 2 fingers another color, and I just feel like this collection is perfect for that because all of the colors blend nicely with each other, which actually also makes me think these would be really good for gradients. So yeah, now let's get into pricing and availability. All of these polishes are available wherever OPI is sold. I personally get mine from Beyond Polish, which is a nail polish retailer. They do have a ton of brands, including OPI, and there the 15 milliliter bottles retail for $9.25 USD each. But I also do have an affiliate discount code, so you can use the code KELLI to get 10% off your order. I'm gonna link that down below. You can check them out if you're interested, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this collection? What do you think of the color story here? Are you planning on picking any of the colors up, or have you already? Leave it all in the comments below. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. It feels so crazy with the camera this close to me. Like I'm touching the lens right now. Can you? Oh, here I am. Hello. Hopefully this looks normal. Okay, I have another diabolical question from you guys for the would you rather, which is, would you rather never wear top coat or never wear base coat? And this pains me. I don't know, I gotta think about it. So here's the thing. There are polishes that you can wear without top coat, like textured finishes, matte finishes, anything that's like kind of a different texture than just regular glossy, and that should be fine to wear without top coat, and I do wear those without top coat. My instinct is to say those because I really don't like going without base coat. I'm very protective of my nails and I don't like having stains on them. So my gut instinct is to say that. However, there are, I would say, more polishes in the world that don't require base coat than don't require top coat. Like there's a lot of breathable nail polishes that have like nutrients and stuff that you can just put directly on your nails. Maybe just for the sake of having more options, I would go with those because sometimes you're just in the mood for a simple glossy cream finish, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't be able to do that because I would never be patient enough to let my nails dry without having a quick dry top coat on. So I don't know, this is a crazy answer, but I do think I'm gonna say I would rather go without base coat. So I think I'm going against the grain here. Let me know your answer in the comments, but yeah, and that's it. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.